What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about TOSHI today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. All right, it is the 26th day of June, and here we are, about 6 hours, 48 minutes left in the day, sitting at $3044, just below there. Right, down 2% on the day, but isn't everything? Isn't everything? I guess Bitcoin's not down today, right? Let's see. It actually just made a move up. It's a little bit. It's like neutral. It should be very neutral, I think. Yeah, very neutral. 0.03% to the upside. Nothing crazy. So, being down 2.4% now, that's not a big deal for TOSHI, man. And you really could go lower. It's okay if you go lower. When I say lower, I don't necessarily believe that you'll go below this low. I think that is the low. But let's entertain that thought real quick. If you were to go lower than that low, what would it look like? Well, from a low here to a high here, likely I wouldn't think that you would go lower than 0033. Okay, you're at 0044, maybe go to 0033. That in itself seems like a very dramatic drop already from the current price, like dropping 24%. 25%. I'm not even expecting Bitcoin to drop like 5%. You know what I mean? So if Bitcoin's not even dropping 5%, how's this thing going to drop 25%? Anything can happen. Doesn't mean that it can't happen, but really I think that you've found your low already and you're just configuring yourself ready to go higher. It's actually very bullish to bounce off the golden ratio the way you did, tipping it just like that and then having this immaculate reaction and finding support at the 0.5. This is what you'd like to see. But you could come down a little bit even if you don't find support at the 0.5. It's okay. Just understand that if we go to the golden ratio again, the odds of us finding a double bottom are lesser. Sorry, double bottom. They're lesser than it would be to go a little bit lower. Okay, and maybe you find support somewhere around here at prior support, prior resistance, something like that. Okay, let's look at the short-term stuff and see if we can figure things out a little bit better from there. Okay, so from a 1 hour time frame here, looking at this, looking at the 1 hour. You've got bullish divergence on the 1 hour time frame. What? That's not bad, man. Maybe you don't move down actually from here. That could have been it. Maybe you do hold 0.5 as support. That'd be great. That'd be great. We're all about it, man. All about it. Let's see. Double bottom. It's not true bullish divergence. You don't have a higher low, but I would call that bullish divergence, man. Double bottom right here with this lower low, notable lower low. You should move up a little bit. Nothing too crazy, but you should move up a little bit with that. Let's see. From a relative low to a relative high. And not the fake out high, but this high here. You went just below the 382 and you found resistance at it. Confliction, man. I don't know if you guys can hear my daughter yelling, but she's just having fun, I think, or maybe she's not having fun. I don't know. But don't let that distract us from a low here, from a low to a high, going below the 382, finding resistance at it. I was about to get bullish, man, but I think I take it back. The RSI might not be telling us the truth, or maybe it did, and that's what this reaction was here, but it didn't persist. I'm reverting back to the idea that we are moving down. So moving down to about probably 0041 to $0.04, somewhere in there, right? Something in this golden ratio zone there. That'd be my expectation. Checking back at the 382 is a clear indicator that we would go down there. I mean, at least the 0.5, but I think we will go lower. These are some weak readings in the RSI. While the double bottom is nice, if you have a double bottom and it doesn't promote much growth, which I don't think it has, that's not nice. And likely you'll continue to fall, right? If you have bullish things going for you, but you don't take those bullish things and run with it, the bears are going to run for you, right, in the opposite direction there. So that's my expectation. Let's look at the 4 hour time frame. 4 hour RSI does look like it wants to slump a little bit. Looks like it wants to go down. Yeah, that would make sense. I really do think 000, 30413 to 304, something in that zone sounds about right to me. Let's look at this from a extension perspective. From the low, come on now, low to high here. Come on, let's get it right there. Almost. Oh, so close. Why did it do that? Low to high. Right at the golden ratio area for support. Kind of an obscure area to find support if I'm admitting, if I must admit, but whatever. Back up here, this is a common area to revert back to, and then find resistance. So what you want to do now is just not go below that low. Simple as that, right? That's what you don't want to do. You want to find support either here where you are now, which you're probably not going to do, or more likely the 1414 right there. You'll probably find support right there. Even if you go all the way back to the golden ratio itself, you'd be showing productivity because you get a higher low on the fibs. And that's okay, but I think that 3041 area, 304, I think we nailed it right on the head, man. I think that's where it's going to be that we go. 4 hour RSI comes down, you get a little bit oversold, you get here, you reject the oversold zone, you get a nice bounce, something like that, and you should be moving higher. Once we see prices that are above 3053, that will validate this as the low. I already feel confident. Whoop, okay, I don't know what just happened there. I already feel confident calling for this to be the low. Hold on, let me see here. I'd like messed with the mouse pad or something. on accident there. There we go. Yeah, let me get it like that. I must have like moved it sideways, slammed it on accident. I'm very confident that that is the low, but by the way of the fibs, by the way of this chart, getting above 3053 is the area that you want to see to validate this as a low, right? And effectively just getting above these highs, right? Promoting higher lows, higher highs, that's a good way to validate that you're done with the downtrend here, of which you're still in. Very clearly, you still are in this downtrend, lower highs, lower lows. So calling for a low before you break out of the trend is a bit preemptive, but I like to be preemptive. Sometimes that gets me in trouble, sometimes it doesn't, but I think that we will recover from here. You move down a little bit lower. Nothing crazy, probably not even a 10% drop from here, but a little bit lower, and then you'll begin to move up. This should all happen. I don't know. As far as when, it could happen all today. We got 6 hours left. Sure, it could all happen today. Maybe it happens over the next 3 days. I don't know, man. I don't know, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen is all I know. All I pretend to know. From a high to a low here. Tip in the 236 area, 382, whatever. A little bit of squirreliness here in the price. It's pretty low, but a lot of cryptos have done this recently where they've gone below their 382, which normally I wouldn't be a fan of, but whatever. Sometimes you just get weird things that happen. I would think that you move up from here and your next stopping point will be the 786, 886 zone, right? If we were bouncing off the 382, I'd say that there's more of a chance that we go to the 886, 100. But because we're so low, I think the 786, 886 is a good enough target right there at about 20137 to 20175. Okay, from the current price. Let's see what that is. Come on. From the current price, that's something on the lines of like a 3x to a 4x. Okay, 3 to 4x move. That's my expectation, at least 3 to 4x move from here. And then you'll probably consolidate again, right? That should be had, I would think, at the pace you like to move, man. That should be had in like the first half of July. Going in, you'll probably consolidate again. I don't think you'll consolidate like this after that move. I think it'll be a lot less time. You'll probably consolidate like this, right? And then from there, you'll begin to run and see new all-time highs, and that's when things will really get explosive. I think you'll go ultimately either by the end of July or maybe at this point sometime in August, somewhere around 1 cent to $0.0045, something in this primary target zone between the 1618 and the 1272. That's what's making sense to me at the moment. But yeah, something like this, you'll find resistance kind of in line in tandem with these higher highs here. Come down, find support, maybe at your golden ratio, whatever, and then going into the end of the month of July, we should be recovering and seeing either new all-time highs by the end of July or going into August. I think that we would see some new all-time highs, probably around 0045 to 01, something in that range there, which from the current price, let alone if it drops like 5% or more, right now, even though I think it's going down, it's definitely not a good time to sell. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. That's a 10x minimum to a 23x, 24x maximum. So yeah, this thing's got a lot of potential, you guys. We just got to be patient. We got to sit on our hands. Don't make any irrational decisions and let it come our way, and it will come. It will come our way. I'll see you on the next one. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Take care of yourselves, all right, and bye-bye.